Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. I'm James, and today I am doing the maiden flight of this FMS 80mm EDF F-86 Sabre. This is the classic F-86 Sabre swept-wing fighter, known for its iconic role in the Korean War, going up against the MiG-15. This is a great model, it looks wonderful. I did an earlier video on this where I did an open box review and a full assembly of the plane, so I'll put a link to that. And like always, if you're interested in this plane, I'll put a link also to FMS's website where you can grab one of these if you're interested. This is a fantastic looking model. It has set up right now, it's set up for 6 channels. You can actually do some additional things. You can add a reverse thrust, and you can also have, it has flaps and an air brake setup that operate at the same time. You can actually set that up so that the air brake is separate. If you want to add those additional things or include those things, you would need an 8-channel system. So I am running just a 6-channel on this. So the plane, as you see it here, comes with those drop tanks. Those are not bombs. Some people call those bombs. Those are drop tanks. Those can come off. I'm going to pull those off so that just to reduce the drag from my maiden flight, and we'll put them on later and we'll see how they work. But for now, I'm going to pull those off. It has full retractable landing gear that is sequenced. It's a great plane. I'm looking forward to trying it out. I'm going to set my timer for about 3 minutes. I'm running a 5,000 milliamp hour 65C Liperior LiPo battery on it. So we'll see how that does. I did a balance check on it last night to make sure everything was good. I did balance per the instructions. So okay, so we're going to go ahead and get this thing up. I'll put the specs on the screen so you can check those out. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and open up our compartment here. Just a nice little switch on here that is a push button release, which is very convenient. Here's my LiPo battery already set up. I'm going to go ahead and plug this in. There we go. Turn on my system. All right, so I have my low rates and my high rates set per the instructions. I have 20% expo in all my throws. And let me see, I do want to show you the flap and the air brake function. Very cool looking. And like I mentioned, I'm going to go ahead and remove these drop tanks just so I can fly it clean. These come off very easy. They're very light. It's not that there's a weight problem, it's just that I'm worried a little bit about the drag on the maiden flight. So, put these aside. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and taxi it a little bit, see how it does on the runway. Have to watch out because we do have another plane up in the air and I want to be in their way. Very nice. Okay, we're going to go ahead and take her off. Great day out here. Flying nicely. Got a minute and a half on my timer. I'm only running about half throttle right now. Flying very smooth. Full throttle.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and start setting up for landing. I'm gonna give myself a little bit of time for that. I'm gonna cut my throttle down. Put my rates back on low. I'm gonna bring my landing gear down. We're gonna let it come by. It takes a little time for the landing gear to come out, so I'm gonna go ahead and give a little bit of time. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a flyby. So hopefully our landing gear is down. We'll check it out. What do we see? The gear is down. Great. All right, we're gonna come in. We're gonna try it. Here's my timer. Boy, it's going. It's going to go out into the weeds. Oh, okay. Well, that's okay. We'll see how the landing gear held up with that. You know, I think that was a pretty hot landing. I didn't want to take a chance of stalling it, and hopefully the landing gear survived that landing. And the landing was good. It came in nicely. It was just too hot, so we'll check it out. All right, so obviously my canopy came off. Let's unplug this dude. I'm hoping the gear survived that. Please, that would be nice if it did. Now I watched some other reviews of this plane, and there's a lot of people saying that the front landing gear is sort of a weak point. I hope that's not the case here. Oh wow, looks like it did really well despite my landing. All right, so that landing gear looks like it held up nicely. We'll check that out. This came off here. We'll have to check that out. A little bit of minor fix there, but other than that, that was pretty nice. So yeah, that was actually I'm really happy with that flight. Despite my long run out, I came in, like I said, pretty hot. The wind is moving the other direction, but that's our normal flight pattern here. So I was more comfortable with that. So I took a little bit of a chance, obviously. Overall, wow, it was a great flight. It was very smooth. I only had to put a little bit of roll, trim a little bit of right aileron into it, but it flew great. It was pretty much balanced, you know, off the runway. Once I took the landing gear up, it really dialed in and flew, I think, really nice. So very happy with this. This is a great plane. Fantastic. All right, so this is the only damage that I created. It wasn't because of the model or anything like that. This little landing gear door, it just popped off right here, so I can fix that very easily. Again, that was just because I ran it out into the weeds. The rest of the landing gear looks fine. I just lost this little piece, so I'll fix this up. It's no big deal. This is just a little retainer that holds it on that I took off, so we'll save this in our box and we'll put it back on later. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and check our voltage, or basically our capacity of our battery. After that, again, it was a 3-minute flight. All right, so what do we see here? We have, so that's 36%. It's actually pretty good. So for a 3-minute flight, I could probably kick that up to 4 minutes, be okay. And I got a 22.9 volts there. Okay, so right now I'm gonna leave my timer at 3 minutes since I'm still getting used to this plane. So one thing I wanted to point out is that when I was testing the balance or checking the balance, once I figured out where my battery needed to be, I put a piece of tape, you can see down there in the green, on both sides, and I marked on the battery and on the plate below it where that battery goes. So that way I know exactly where the battery goes each time, so I don't have an issue of moving the battery forward and back and screwing up my balance. And the other thing I did is I just added a piece of Velcro and a Velcro strip to my board here, so that, again, to help prevent the battery from sliding back and forth. So I put a little bit of strip on that to keep that down, not a whole bunch. And then I ended up just putting some staples to hold it in, but that's a nice way to keep your battery from moving back and forth. You don't want your balance to go out in the middle of a flight, right? So one thing I noticed with the battery is that with this connection on the Velcro strap, if it was up on top, the canopy would not go down for this battery size, so you need to keep it down low. I know there's videos of people saying that the bigger batteries don't fit, and I can see that. Bigger battery than this would not fit. I barely got this one in. That, make sure it's nice and secure. Great, okay. And since we did have a bumpy landing, I just want to make sure everything is still working how it should. All right. And then one thing I will add is that for me, I found that the higher rates per the instructions work better for me. I followed those higher rates, and with again 20% expo on all of my throws. The lower rate seemed a little bit less responsive, which it should be, but for me, I like the higher rate for the overall flying. I landed it on the lower rates and I took off on the lower rates, and it worked well also. So in any case, for flying, I preferred the higher rates. Right here, I just want to show you the landing gear now that that little door came off. It works fine. Nice, so I'll just have to replace this little dude on this side. Taking off. A little bumpy out there on that runway. Here we go. Ready, Kevin? Nice. Come in. Landing. Get hot. Oh, bounced it. Ah, nice. Boom. Oh, it's not a good landing. As you see, that was a very bumpy landing. That was my second flight with this plane. I did lose my front wheel here. It bounced off somewhere out there, so I'm not going to be able to find it. I'll just buy another one of those. But again, the plane flew great, and that bumpy landing was my fault. I will note this, is that this is the only third time that I've flown an EDF jet. The first one I flew was the Vampire from Hobby King, which I did a video on. And this one is only the second time I've flown the EDF jet, and this is only second flight. So I have flown glow planes for a long time, so I do have experience flying RC planes, but this is the first jet, and I will say it was relatively easy, you know, quote unquote, to fly based on my experience. This is not a jet for a new person to go out and try, but if you have experience flying RC planes, and obviously EDF jets, this would be a great plane for you. So overall, it was a good flight. I'm happy with the maiden flight, and actually that second flight, even though I had that bumpy landing, I will get a replacement wheel for this and get it going. Obviously the plane stood up to that, so I'm happy about that. The FMS F-86, this is the Huff. It's a great plane, 80mm EDF.